And hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, where everything's getting weird in MAKINA's round. It's just gonna be weird, and I can't imagine it not being weird at this point. Yes, it's gonna be weird, and it's going to continue to be weird, and I'm probably going to be desensitized to the weirdness over time. Maybe that's why it's one of the longer routes, as I was told. Maybe that's the point. That same afternoon, JB called me, gave me a call on my cell phone. It was a brief conversation, just told me she delivered all the materials she could to Irisu, on Irisu MAKINA to the Academy Administration. In other words, if you want to know that badly, go ask Chizuru. Accordingly, I'm currently making my way to the principal's office. The sparkling floor of the hallway seems to have been thoroughly waxed recently, as every step I take produces a loud squeak. Waxed by who? A modern take on the Nightingale floor, perhaps? What a reprehensible woman. I'm confused by that. Chizuru, you in here?
ちょっと、愛人のアパートじゃないんだから、自分の部屋みたいに堂々と入ってこないでくれる？
Yes.
ノックをしなさいと何度言えば。
Yes, but according to recent developments, maybe not Yuuji, has come to believe that you don't mind that. What difference does it make? Hurry up and take a shower. I'll be waiting.
あのね。
Ooh. Just a joke, just a joke. You already know why I'm here, right?
そうやって大人の女をおもちゃにしていると、いつか罰が当たるわよ。
Whoa, from who? You? Am I? Well, feel free to elaborate on this theory next time I take you out to dinner.
食事に誘う気なんてないくせに。
Do you want to go on a meal? It was an indirect way of saying I don't want to hear it. Too subtle for you.
本当に嫌な子ね。
I don't know why you like me. JB got in touch, didn't she? Let me see the documents about MAKINA.
嫌です。
Well, that won't do. How can I get you to show them to me?
あなたの私に対するこれまでの雑な扱いを謝罪して、今後はちゃんと先生の言うことを聞きますって言うなら見せてあげます。
That is an abuse of authority, Chizuru.
そうですとも、職権でも何でも乱用しますよ。私だっていい加減頭に来てるんですからね。
It's been like, what, a few months and she's already gotten to the point of trying to do this? Damn, Yuuji. I see. And justify the means. In that case, I guess I'll have to use every card I've got as well. That alright with you?
何をする気？
My master once speak a certain technique into me, a method guaranteed to make even the most stubborn woman spill her guts. It's a lengthy process, and frankly something of a pain to execute, but it seems I have no choice.
ちょっと待って。はい、質問です。
Stop smiling. Oh my goodness, she's smiling. Go ahead.
それは、エロスと何か関係が？
Eros. Tricky question. Interpretations tend to fairly widely depending on the personal proclivities. Words. Come to think of it, back in the old days, I once made JB apologize to me in tears using the method in question. Oh, she's never mentioned it.
確かあの子が甘い声を出しながら無茶なお願いをしてきたら走って逃げろとだけ言われた覚えが。
What? Might be a little odd to say this myself, but I'd probably be wise. If you're going to run, kick off those shoes first. With heels like those, I'll catch you so quickly there won't even be. I'll catch you so quickly it won't be even any fun.
痛いことしないわよね。
Well, that's up to you. Come on, do I look like such a cruel man? If anything, in a few hours you'll have a pleasant new perspective on the whole concept of pain. Nothing to worry about.
背筋を這い上がるような不安しか感じられないのはなぜかしら。
Oh my. On that note, Chizuru, I've got good news for you. For a very limited time only, we happen to be offering a special sale. Fork over MAKINA's dossier, and all your worries will disappear. Pretty nice deal, right?
わかったわよ。見せればいいんでしょ。見せれば 今用意するから少し待ってなさい。
How much easier would have been just a lie. I suppose he doesn't want to lie. Yeah, my sincere gratitude for your time.
資料といっても大したものはないわよ。イリスさんの家は暗い部分が多くて、私だってハルデラさんに依頼してやっと手に入った情報なんだから。
As she speaks, Chihiro presses her thumb against the fingerprint scanner and unlocks a small safe installed in her cabinet.
政界の暗部に深く根付いてる家だけに、ハルデラさんのところでも限られた情報しか得られなかったみたいね。
What are they trying to hide? Well, outside of their own personal situation. What happened that they're trying to hide, I guess.
はい、これで全部。持ち出しは禁止だから、今ここで読んでいって。
You say so? Let's see. So her father was killed because it was deemed necessary. What are the chances it was her own family that actually did that? Considering the detachment of her, mother, I wouldn't even be surprised if she was involved. The A4 style envelope she hands me has the words, "Removal strictly forbidden," scratched across the front in red pen. Oh, I'm not looking for intelligence on Irisu, you know. I'm just interested in the information on the individual Irisu Makina.
イリス・マキナを知るということは、イリス家を知るということよ。何せ8年前のイリス家のお家騒動の中核にいたのが彼女なのだから。
Okay. Domestic feud.
私も詳しくは知らないし、その資料にも概要程度しか記されてはいないけれど、当時の当主とイリスさんのお父様の間で意見の対立があったそうよ。
Which led to... You know what? I suppose it's worth reading.
あなた、本気なの？イリスさんのこと。
What do you mean?
イリスさんの父親になるなんて、随分と気楽に引き受けたみたいだけれど、あなたが思っているほど単純じゃないわよ。
I honestly don't think I have any expectations for simplicity. Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand that at the very least. I've got a vague feeling that's going to be a more troublesome job than I expected. Even so, if Makina needs me, I want to do what I can for her.
後悔するかもしれないわよ。
Oh, there's a lot of things to regret. I'm aware, but when and where it seems necessary, I take action first and sort out the pros and cons later. That's how dogs like us are trained. If you find someone who needs help in a place you're obligated to protect, just do what needs to be done. Simple as that.
無駄に力強いのはアメリカ仕込み？
Wow. How rude. I don't remember declaring I am justice incarnate. How even more rude.
あんまりサムおじさんを怒らせない方がいいわよ。親会社なんでしょ。
I hear that corporations where employees don't badmouth the higher-ups tend to go bankrupt in no time.
ああ言えばこういう本当に口の減らない子ね。
That's gotta have happened once. I picked up my sharp tongue from the Americans.
まあいい
Yeah.
わ。コーヒー入れてきてあげるからゆっくり読みなさい。
Appreciate it. Just as Chihiro warned me, the documents inside the envelope can't be called detailed by any stretch of the imagination. The reports mainly focus on the history of the Irisu family, tracing their consistently flourishing enterprises from the pre-war era to today, describing their clan structure and naming the house considered their closest allies. In particular, the careful analysis of the current major players' thought processes and religious ideologies. With an eye towards the risk they might pose to society. Stands out, just the sort of meticulous work I'd expect from JB. Since the woman hates relying on personal impressions or speculation in her reports, it feels as though less reliable rumors have been intentionally omitted. While the information that's here appears to be solid, I can't deny that there isn't very much of it. The directly relevant material begins with a biography of Makina's grandfather, a former bureaucrat in the Ministry of Finance. Apparently, he was something of a social climber, joining the family by marrying the daughter of a superior. Makina's own father likewise married into the family and took their name, but the real power in the Ritsu clan was in the hands of his wife and mother-in-law. Great! And those women, essentially the shadow leaders of the Ritsu enterprises, made use of their enormous influence to enrich their family, their arrangements tinted in an extremely dark shade of gray. When Makina's father realized that he'd been an unwitting participant in a large-scale corruption thing, he took Arisu's secret account book and tried to come into contact with Naicho. But... Yep. Easy to see how this all comes together. Finishing the sentence as my voice trails off, Chishiro reaches out to offer me a steaming mug of coffee. And Makina's basically the greatest victim in all of this. Someone left behind is, I'm gonna guess, basically leftover ammunition in a gun that no longer wants to be used. Donated off to the special school just to be something that they don't have to be ashamed of, or because it's not right in front of their face. Out of sight, out of mind. Finishing the sentence as my voice trails off, Chizuru reaches out to offer me a steaming mug of coffee.
その事件というのがイリス・マサタカ氏の娘イリス・マキナの誘拐事件というわけ。
Interesting. I see. Accepting the mug from Chizuru, I continue flipping through the documents. A group of criminals kidnapped Makina off the street on her way back from a language class, submitted a ransom demand directly to her father. Trying to remember exactly how Makina reacted when all those people from Sakaki's little story incident that were with her father showed up. I feel like it's been a while. I feel like she was actually pretty timid from it. Just as they instructed, Mr. Masataka headed the designated spot alone with the money, but was shot to death as he made the handoff. Speaking of which, this reminds me, there's those thugs back at the beginning. Well, beginning-ish, it's like episode 10 or something like that, when I was attacked in an alley and someone was trying to get after me. I've never done anything about that since then, have I? Makina was in that, so maybe it's going to be related to this.
使用された弾丸は未登録の9ミリ拳銃から発射されたもので、事件発生から8年経った今でも犯人につながる有効な手がかりは得られていない。
Yep, there are limits to what evidence can tell you. Following the murder, Arisu Makina was eventually rescued from the scene after spending 6 days there.
そういうこと。犯人グループに拘束されたまま放置されたイリスさんは、6日もの間父親の亡骸と同じ部屋に監禁された結果。
I wonder what she was like before this.
救出された時には体力的に限界を迎えていたのはもちろんのこと、精神的にもすっかり失調していたそうよ。
No wonder she's so against me dying. So that's why she was hospitalized.
今のイリスさんに見られる言動の異常は、その事件が原因だったと言われているわ。
The super duper extreme childlike behavior?
入院前のイリスさんは、それこそ神童と呼ばれるほどの天才児だったという話ね。それが事件後は言葉も話せないような状態が2年も続いたそうで、イエスかノーか答えられるようになるのにさらに1年。自分の考えを言葉にできるようになるまで2年。
I get the emotional trauma, but... She acts so very childlike. She has no self-confidence. Emotional trauma from your parent dying right in front of you being stuck there isn't exactly the same. Well, I guess if she was a prodigy that went to a person who was basically a conscious comatose state where she won't even talk to people. I can imagine a mother who'd be willing to kill her daughter's father over such a dispute would be the sort of person who would be very not nice about that situation.
人間らしい感情が戻るのに1年。今のように話せるようになったのもここ数年のことのようね。
I see. Shutting the manila folder, I slip it back into the envelope and return it to Chizuru.
もういいの?
Yeah. I've got the general idea. No need to keep going.
もう見たくない?
What's that supposed to mean?
イリスさんの過去はあなたの過去にも通じる部分があるでしょう。だから辛い過去を思い出すんじゃないかって。
Sorry, I can't really recall those memories at the moment. Is that the reason you were so reluctant to show me this?
そうね。できればそういう過去はあまり思い出してほしくはないわね。
Denying the past doesn't change who you are today. And thanks to my master, I'm still standing.
ごめんね。変なこと聞くけど、生きていてよかったってそう思えることがあなたにはあるかしら。
Well, I've got myself through plenty of situations where death might have been the easier choice. Guess I've been trained well enough to treasure survival for its own sake. Also, I still haven't found the reason I was born. And I haven't even begun to repay the kindness of the woman that saved my life. So, in that sense too, I'm glad I haven't ended up dead yet.
So.
Sorry for asking the unreasonable. I drained the coffee Giselle brewed for me to the dregs in a single gulp, then placed the empty cup in her desk. Kind of a shame though. You went out of your way to show me this dossier, but there was only one piece of information in the whole thing beyond what I had already expected.
その情報って?
I'm a little surprised that Makina had a little sister. I was positive that girl was an only child.
妹さんといっても父親が違うらしいし、姉妹的な感覚はあまりないのかもしれないわね。
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Before that, the idea of Makina being a big sister just seems wrong somehow.
確かに。
After thanking the principal for the information and her coffee, I promptly leave the office. As I stroll slowly down the hallway towards our classroom, I reconsider the intelligence once more. In the end, the information directly concerning Makina herself accounted for maybe a 15th of the total at best. In childhood, she was apparently talented, so talented as to earn the label of a prodigy. Hard to believe when looking at the airheaded doofus we know today. But when you give the matter careful thought, some faint remnants of that brilliance have been evidenced every once in a while. From a very young age, Makina was raised reverently as a child genius, but most of her family was only really interested in converting that talent into hard cash. Shocking. Same story everywhere you look, I guess. In a house filled with people who viewed her as nothing more than a tool, Makina's one and only true ally was her father. Arisu Masataka was an up-and-coming future elite who would earn superb grades at a top-flight national university, but unfortunately happened to suffer from a distinctly timid and unambitious personality. And ever since meeting Makina's mother in his school days, she'd apparently exercised an absolutely dominating influence over him. Given how faint of heart the man was by nature, it's easy to imagine how anguished and torn he must have been when he discovered his family's deep involvement in large-scale corruption. In the end, he must have decided to live honestly for Makina's sake, even if it meant betraying the rest of his new family. But that was a mistake. Far too many important people would have found themselves in seriously disadvantaged positions if the Risu clan's records were to be made public. Most likely, the for-profit kidnapping was a ruse devised by his own family, using his daughter as bait, only to kill him in front of her eyes. Clueless bystander in all this, Makina was left tied up in a prison for 6 days with her father's rotting corpse. Hardly surprising that her mind would be deeply damaged. Can't speculate onto why they chose to sacrifice the main family's eldest daughter, but after the incident, Makina was removed from her natural position as the future leader of the clan. On paper, she's undergoing continuing medical care for an undisclosed illness, but in reality, she's been effectively disowned. Her younger sister's been given her place as the family's heiress. Her beloved father, the only ally she had in the world, died before her eyes. And then she was thrown out of her house as an unwanted child, huh? Pretty shitty luck all around. That said, I'm not about to let myself pity the girl. To be perfectly honest, this all sounds like a massive pain in the ass. On a purely practical level, it'd probably be wisest not to get too deeply involved. But running away at this point would be far too irresponsible. Misfortune isn't so unusual. I've had my share. The world's got quite a few people who didn't grow up under pleasant circumstances in it. Probably quite a few in this school alone. But I was lucky enough to eventually meet my master, a person who decisively changed my life for the better. Her help became a huge turning point for me. If someone were to ask me now how I feel about my life, I can probably answer, I'm happy enough, in all sincerity. Staying alive is a good thing itself. And as long as you keep going, someday you'll find happiness. Someday you'll become useful to someone. The day will come when you earn someone's gratitude. That's why I'm still going. It was my master that gave me the strength of will to believe those things. Interesting. I close my eyes. Inhale deeply. And ask myself the crucial question once more. Can I really do something for MAKINA? Like my master did for me? I look at those documents in an attempt to understand the thing I wanted to protect, but I was also slightly uneasy that knowing the truth might complicate or weaken my determination. Unfounded worries. I'm not going to give an inch. Not 1 inch. Maybe the real reason I looked over the dossier was to confirm my confidence in myself. There's no problem. Kazami Yuuji can't do everything well, but there's nothing he can't do at all. And if I'm not good at something, I can just take the time to improve. I'm not half bad at that sort of sober effect. Well, finally reaching this conclusion, I realize that I've been standing still in the hallway for some time, lost in thought. I glance at my watch on my wrist. The time's 16:57. When 5 in the afternoon approaches, I still can't help thinking, which direction was the flag again? Old habits really do die hard. Oh, okay. Is that the same thing as the running stuff? I casually look out the window with a wry smile on my face, only to find my classmates approaching the school gate with hoes and small shovels in their hands. What, they can be gardening? Ah, right. This gardening class. By nurturing something, you gain confidence in yourself, taking on a moderate responsibility that leads to visible fruits of your labor. In the Fruit of Grisaia. Helps encourage independence. On top of which, you're making useful contribution to society. That's the general idea behind the horticultural lessons at Miyama Academy. Of course, we're raising broadly competent individuals with exposure to everything from information technology to agriculture. Is also a nice line for the brochure. If you're looking at it a little differently, this school is just sort of like a BBQ joint that also offers sushi and ramen. Feels vaguely shady somehow. They've already finished their lesson at the farm we borrow for the purpose. And all that's left now is putting away the tools. A little strange for me to join in this late in the game. Still, I make my way to the front entrance. Okay. Hey, MAKINA, just you?
Oh, Papa, どこ行ってたのよさ?
I had a minor errand to take care of. I went to see Chizuru.
そうかよ。まあ、あれな。たまにはいろんなもん突っ込んでやんないと、地図の下水管も詰まっちまうしな。ご苦労さんなのよさ。
How the fuck? I mean, I know you had emotional trauma. How did you get like this, though? You're as foul-mouthed as a marine, I swear. Amane wouldn't be pleased to hear you talking like that, you know? Where is she, anyways? MAKINA points behind her, indicating a red tractor that's making its way to a storage building on the edge of the school grounds. A white towel rolled around her neck and a big straw hat on her head. Amane laughs merrily in the driver's seat and smoothly shifts gears from tortoise to hare. That sort of thing really suits her, doesn't it? Is that the case? Interesting. So what happened to the others? I'm still surprised we have teachers. Of course she is. What is with that girl's pathological bad luck? Must have been a real monster in her past life. Well, whatever. Where's Sachi? Sachi, her back turned to us, seems to be vigorously washing her hands in a nearby water fountain, in maid uniform as always. Washing her. Why do I feel like that line or that voice line was reused from a different part of this game? OCD? No. What is it called? Germophobia? Girl obstinately continues scrubbing away at her hands, quietly mumbling lines that wouldn't be out of place in some low-budget horror movie. Can't deny it's a vaguely blood-curdling scene. For some reason, just listening to her voice makes it sound weirdly sexual in a way. Maybe I'm just a little too sensitive. Oh, don't point that out to me, Yuuji. That just makes me feel worse. Oh, thank you. That doesn't make me feel any better. Well, we're just wondering why you're washing your hands so frantically, I guess. Still okay? I see. Sachi holds out her hands to demonstrate. There's still a faint scent reminiscent of burned lumber lingering on her skin. Sachi, my friend, feel free to flip out.
Kazami-sanは普通のメイドとエロメイドなら後者の方がお好きですよね?
Indeed. A slutty maid would definitely be nicer to have around the place.
じゃあいいです。もうエロメイドで。
Okay, you're pretty willing. Seriously?
じゃあ私はエロ娘で。
No, never. Do you even know what you're saying? Shaking my head as MAKINA cackles innocently, I happen to glance down and notice that she's got a single plant in a plain clay pot sitting at her feet. Huh? What is that thing?
Bingo!
You got an apple?
Gorilla.
Okay, probably not an elephant. Trumpet! Wait, we're playing the word chain game, right? I think not.
今日ね、先生にリンゴの苗をもらったのよ。だから植えてみたのよさ。
And what? Get an apple tree? An apple seedling, huh? Isn't raising an apple tree actually pretty difficult?
確かに簡単ではないようですけれど、マキちゃんが植えたものは単木で受粉が可能な品種だそうで、比較的手がかからないそうですよ。
Okay.
今はちびっこい苗木でも、数年後には真っ赤な小玉リンゴが鈴なりなのよさ。
Okay.
そのまま食ってよし、ジャムにしてよし、パイのフィリングにしてよし。
Okay.
想像すると笑いが止まらないのよさ。
This is gonna be like...
実がなったらパパにも食べさせてあげるね。
You're growing a tree. It's gonna be years and years and years and you're... I mean, you're probably gonna be out of this place by then, yeah? I see. That's definitely something to look forward to. Before I know it, I'm reaching out a hand for Makina's head, pushing my fingers through her fuzzy mass of hair. I roughly scratch at the scalp underneath. The girl half closes her eyes and makes a strange little purring grunt sound. Was the class fun?
おうよ、ドロンコプレイは大好きなのよ。
Oh, is that what happened? Huh. Okay. Mud wrestling.
つまり土いじりのことです。
マ
キちゃんは都会っ子の割には平気で田んぼにも入りますし、放っておけばキャーキャー言いながらずっと一人で遊んでるんですよ。
Well, that's weird. I didn't think this would get weirder, but that just got weirder.
パパ、ドロンコ気持ちいいよ。
I have no understanding as to what's happening there, and I see her name is currently not in English.
べちょべちょのドロンコ、もっとぐちょぐちょにかき回して。ドロンコラーメン、おほー。
What the fuck? Okay, I get that you love mud, but that now was really cutting it close in a lot of ways. No, maybe over the line entirely. And cut out with the oh! Sound like a constipated yak.
ちなみにですが、私も園芸の授業は大好きですし、今日もとても楽しかったです。
You know, except for the smell on your hands. Yeah, that's good. I feel as though you're trying to compete here. Huh? Something wrong? Oh, she wants a... Oh, my goodness. I know. She's never been this aggressive about it before. What's this supposed to be? Is she asking me to pat her head, I guess? I don't entirely understand, but just like I did for Makina, I grab a hold of Sachi's head, stick my fingers between her hair, and scratch away vigorously. Apparently this tickles more than the girl had expected, as she responds uncharacteristically with a high-pitched little squeal. Whoa. All of a sudden, Mani's popped out of thin air, while doing a decidedly grating imitation of Makina's voice. She pokes her head forward at me, just like the others. What the hell is this? Don't tell me someone's been spreading rumors about the mystical power of my head pads or improving grades or something. When I'm pulling this massive thruster head at me, it almost feels like I'm about to be charged by a water buffalo. Oh my goodness. But judging it wisest not to express this thought, I simply reach out to Amane's head, pushing my fingers through her mane. I firmly scrape my fingernails against her scalp. Does it? I have no... I don't know, any... On the off chance that someone's watching this and is actually also female, or just has the knowledge of that, I know my statistics in terms of people who watch. I suppose I don't typically look at it by series, or honestly, I really just check it like every few months when I'm curious. And I know, as you'd expect, it's mostly males watching these games and stuff. Video games and stuff, you know, especially VNs. With that in mind, does anyone know if that actually feels good, or if that's just like an anime thing? Because I've never really heard that before. I mean, I've heard it before, but it feels like it's almost exclusive sometimes to like anime and stuff. So ridiculous. You're not going to get any smarter from this, you know. And don't say no. Damn it. Classes are over for the day. I'm going back to the dorm. As if I can walk while dragging this swarm of women behind me. Give me a damn break. Nothing. Talking to myself. You don't have to be pointing it out directly now.
マキナと二人っきりの時はニコニコしながら手つないで歩いてたくせに。ツンデレなのですから、二人きりの時は出れるのが普通なのでしょう。いいもんね。ほら、マキナおいで。私が手つないであげるから。
Please, Yuuji, don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. I like to think I've gotten used to this place by now, but when I'm faced with this strange sort of female solidarity, you know, the whole group bathroom visits kind of thing, I have to admit I still don't entirely fit in. Can we get another guy? I'd love to have another guy friend. It would be cool. We probably wouldn't get along that well, but whatever. Forming a tight clump, the girls conduct a whispered conversation of some sort. All I make out is some cryptic mutterings along the lines of, I guess the guy's the only one left to go. Wait, what? Only a few minutes ago, I boasted that there's nothing I can't do, but there definitely are things I'm never going to be particularly good at. Even so, maybe there will come a day when I'll look back and be sincerely thankful that I have something like this in my life. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Cuckoo, cuckoo. On the way back from my morning run, I hear a cuckoo singing in our courtyard. I've just hit my stopwatch when that simple but magnificent call seizes my attention. Magnificent. Keeping very still, I scan the nearby trees in an attempt to find the bird, but he proves highly elusive. I can hear his voice clearly enough, but I can't catch a glimpse of the animal itself. Quite an impressive little ambush. This actually isn't the first time something like this has happened to me. I think it was on the way back from my class outing at my previous school. We'd been squeezed tightly onto hard benches in a canopied bed of a truck for hours, barely able to fidget without wedging an elbow in someone's gut. My ass was about ready to start to scream. Finally, someone started shouting that we were taking a bathroom break at this big rest stop in front of a mountain, and the truck slowed to a halt. Eagerly leaping out to escape the stinking heat, I stretched out my legs for the first time in hours, then set out for a water fountain to refill my canteen hanging at my waist. Halfway there, I heard a cuckoo. I carefully looked through the trees above for a nest, but I couldn't find anything in the longest stand time. Just when I was about ready to give up, I made an anticlimactic discovery, a small speaker. The thing was fixed with a wire into the branch of a nearby tree. The birdsong I'd been hearing was nothing but a recording. I remember... I mean, I don't think this one is real either. I bet it's like Mitru or Makina or whoever, just like playing like a cuckoo like whistle or something. I remember dropping my shoulders in disappointment and smiling wryly. But just as I started to wonder if something similar might be going on here, I finally pick out a single songbird high up in the branches of a tree on the edge of a courtyard. I actually sigh with relief. The real deal this time, huh? With the authenticity of the song resolved, I just stand there listening for a while. This bird has one hell of a powerful voice. Feels like my soul's being washed clean by a cuckoo, cuckoo. I don't know what actual cuckoo bird like songs sound like, so the light sense of fatigue I had built up on my mini marathon seemed to just vanish like that, chased off by the invigorating little song. But despite this refreshing start to the morning, things quickly take a sour turn. I return to my room only to find Suamane holding her sides, goof-offing loudly as Arisu Makina waves her stumpy little fist indignantly in the air. What happened? Well, someone's happy. Are you still angry, Makina?
自転車の乗り方教えてくださいって言ったのは私だよ。確かに言いましたともさ。
And?
でもね、初めて自転車に乗った女の子、後ろから力いっぱい全力で押すってどうなのよさ。
I feel like that's how it normally, well, maybe not the very first time. When you're teaching someone how to ride a bike, I think helping out with a shove on the saddle is actually perfectly normal.
そうね、やり方は間違っちゃいないよ。でもね、加減を間違えちゃいませんかって私はそう言ってんのよ。
Me?
ねえ、なんであんな力いっぱい押すかな。
Or Mane? Well, I figured a decent initial velocity would help prevent the gyroscopic effect and make it easier to keep your balance. Which is actually true. The faster you go on something like that, the more easy it'll be to keep your balance.
だからってあんなビューンってすることないじゃん。
Nah, I think it was a good idea.
で、そのまま木に激突したんだって？
It was a good tree. I told the girl to brake. Not my fault she didn't listen.
かけたよ。ブレーキかけたよ。でも下が砂利だったのよさ。ブレーキかけてもそのままズガーって、そんでガシャンだよ。
I sort of wish we got to see this.
しかもそんだけじゃないのよさ。もう一回練習だって言ってまたビューンって押して。
I like my style.
校庭の砂場に突っ込んで前輪を砂に飲まれてそのまま顔面から着地したんだっけ？
Why couldn't we have done this scene?
そんだけじゃないのよさ。もう一回もう一回って言いながら近寄ってきて嫌がる私を自転車に乗せたかと思えばまたビューンって。
Wait, why was I looking for a songbird before this?
そんで何？今度は自転車に乗ったまま階段に突っ込んでまたがったまま下り降りたんだって？香港のアクション映画撮ってんじゃねえんだぞっつーの。殺す気か。
I don't know. You know, you look just like a Mane when you flip out like that.
そう？じゃあ今から私怒るから比べてみる？
Oh, it's not going to come across as sincere.
つかさ、初心者相手に厳しすぎない？あんたにとっちゃ悪ふざけのつもりかもしれないけど、マキナが怪我したらどうすんのよ。
She had protectors on her knees and elbows and a helmet covering her head. Not a problem.
でもさ、もっとこう補助輪つけて練習するとかさ。
What's the point of training if you're going to gift wrap positive results and remove the risk from the equation entirely? What? Yuuji, that's stupid. Roll through life like that and you just freeze up in a panic when you face a real crisis. Better to acquire the ability to see danger coming ahead of time through painful experience, don't you think? I mean, there's some value to that, but at the same time, you don't need to just do everything at 100 miles per hour just to achieve that.
そう言われるとな、転んで上手くなるってのは二輪車の宿命みたいなもんだけど、人並みに乗る分にはそこまでしなくても十分だと思うけど。
I mean, we should just start on a motorcycle if that's gonna be the issue. Amane, you have a second.
何さ?
Just come with me, alright? Just wait here for a minute, Makina. We'll be back soon. My friend, something I need you to clarify for me.
何よ?
The other day, you said you were going to become Makina's mother, right? Were you serious about that?
それってどういう意味で?
I want to ask you to play the role.
そりゃ構わないけど。
In that case, when you disagree with me, stick to your opinion. Don't let me talk you out of it.
ごめん、意味わかんない。どういうこと?
I want to make Makina decide which of our opinions are correct for herself.
ああ、そういうことか。
When you raise a kid by spoon-feeding them the right answer to every problem, they end up narrow-minded and inflexible. When their parents disagree, children learn to think about who's correct on their own, right? Which is a good idea. It is. But at the same time, you gotta be very careful to not turn that into actual fighting, because that could turn into actual fighting.
なるほどね。あんた結構考えてんだ。あ、じゃあマキナに意地悪したのもわざと?
No, not really. It was just so gut-bustingly hilarious that watching her thrash around like that.
ひどいな。
I know, isn't it great? Well, if I'm that terrible a father, you better shoot down everything I have to say, got it?
わかった。
Sorry, Makina, but I have no intention of changing my instructional methods. Training to deal with all sorts of dangers is a valuable experience that'll help you protect yourself going forward.
ダメよマキナ。怪我したらどうするの? あんたは女の子なんだよ。自転車なんて普通に乗れればそれでいいの。
Makina, don't take riding a bicycle lightly. They're not toys, you know. Every little bike that is like that is a light vehicle in the eyes of the law. Falling off and scraping your knees is one thing, but when you're sharing the road with others, your clumsiness might end up getting someone else hurt. Wait, you really think she's gonna be taking this out onto the road? Above average skill in controlling a vehicle is never a bad thing to have.
しまった。その意見は私も同意見だ。
Oh no!
でもだったらそれこそ無理して自転車乗る必要なんてないじゃない。今まで乗らずに生きてこれたってことは、今後もマキナは自転車に乗らなくても生きていけるって証拠だよ。
Amane, come here. That's not a proper counter-argument.
どっか行きたいところがあるなら、私が車でもバイクでも出すし。
Amane, my friend, depriving the girl of the freedom that comes with riding a bicycle is downright tyrannical and short-sighted. Makina's got a long life ahead of her, and nobody can actually say how it's going to play out. For all we know, the girl might one day encounter a situation where her ability to ride a bicycle proves the difference between life and death.
どんな場面だよそれ。私はただマキナが怪我しないか心配なだけよ。
Sometimes an injury today saves your life 10 years down the line. Tell me, Makina, which opinion sounds correct to you?
パパの意見が正しいような気がすんだけど、でも痛いのは嫌だし。
It's almost like you should take what Yuji's saying, do it, but understand what your limits are. Basically, get a safe word.
そんじゃさ、私が自転車の乗り方教えてあげよっか。私なら。
確かにそれはいいアイデアなのかもしれないのよさ。
Not to boast, but I've got a license that's valid for anything on 2 wheels. Naturally, I picked up the MOS as well.
モス?
It's a qualification you need to use motorcycles at my job. They don't hand it out to just anybody either. The skill standard is actually a lot higher.
だからさ、たかが自転車でそこまで本気になることないじゃん。
A little bit, definitely. Didn't I just say to not take riding bicycles lightly? When you're operating a vehicle that poses a potential risk, not just to yourself, but also to others, you should damn well know what you're doing.
喧嘩するなよ。
It is sort of turning into that. Okay, Makina, what's it gonna be? You can learn from me or from Amane. It's your call.
二人に習うってのはダメなの？
それいいじゃん。まず第一段階として学園敷地内で私が基本を教えて、第二段階でユージが路上教習するってのは？
Not a bad idea. True enough. There's no need to restrict the girl to a single instructor. Helps provide a more balanced perspective, after all. Sounds good to me. What are you sure about this, Amane?
私もいいよ。どうせ明日から夏休みで暇だし。
Okay. What, you're not gonna go home? It's that time of year already. I mean, we're in school. Are you not paying attention to your classes when they're like, oh, you're gonna have summer vacation in like a week? Might come as a bit of a surprise, but my employer is an absolute stickler on the principle of academic achievement. Practically everyone looking to move up the rank uses their off time to cram for exams. Is it like getting a master's and shit like that? And in the case of employees who's assigned to special posts such as myself, anyone who hopes to get promoted isn't just studying, but also working to gain recognition of their physical prowess. In addition to the daily exercise routine, your days off are typically spent on special training regimens. Every spare minute you have is devoted to forging your body and mind. The rest of your time goes to eating, sleeping, and very little something else because apparently I changed the fonts and it wasn't enough. Okay. To me, summer vacation is nothing more than one very long independent study period.
それじゃあ皆さんお待ちかねの通知表を配ります。
Oh my goodness. Did we not discuss this in Michiru's route just because we didn't want to discuss it because everyone would be sad? In a somewhat theatrical gesture, the principal taps a stick of thick, neatly folded paper against her lectern to align their edges, then surveys the classroom with a big smile plastered on her face. Is this one of those schools where they just give everyone great grades? I mean, as she calls out our names one by one, everyone comes out to the platform in turn and accepts their card respectfully, but there's quite a lot of range of expressions in our faces as we do so. Sakaki takes her card indifferently, apparently either unconcerned or just uninterested. Amani receives her with a vaguely apprehensive expression, her brow slightly furrowed. How are you spending your time? Michiru, not even attempting to hide her revulsion, grimaces as though she's had a slimy snake dropped on her head. Makina grins from ear like an unnourished child, taking chocolate from a GI in a Jeep. Sachi bows deeply, strongly resembling a white-collar worker accepting a business card from a chief executive of a major client. And finally, I take mine with the studied nonchalance of a grunt taking his new posting for the latter half of his term from the division commander. But when you get a report card handed to you, it's only human to be curious about the contents. As we look over our evaluations, there's another wave of varied reactions around the classroom. Satisfied, Sakaki glances over her report card without as much as twitching an eyebrow. Looks as though the results are exactly what she anticipated. Apparently, something in Amane's hit a little too close to home, judging from her wry smile and the way she's playing with her hair. Shocking. A hard, indigestible chunk of pitiless reality forced down her throat. Michiru does her best to fight back a rising tide of gastric juices.
No way.
Shocking. Her euphoria of only a few moments ago completely gone, Makina scowls at her card and mumbles, "Seriously, man," in a deploring tone of voice. Clearly finding the result she wanted inside, Sachi nods deeply in silence, then softly claps her hands together in a round of applause to herself. As for my report card, on the 5-letter scale of from A to F, I'm almost entirely in the B range. Oh, are you stupid? The only exceptions are 2 A's in physical fitness and science, and 2 C's in social etiquette and personal conduct. Both of those being classes? Damn! I'm initially a little nonplussed at that mediocre personal conduct grade, given I don't smoke, gamble, or drink, but after reading the brief comments they scribbled in red pen, to wit, the heroic act is nice, but if you're not careful, your treatment of the opposite sex is going to cause you a lot of grief. I have to admit I more or less understand where they're coming from. In fact, this isn't the first time I've been written up for problematic habits regarding women. My employer routinely has superiors put together departmental evaluations, commonly used as references for your next posting or attempts at career advancement. Right, that's pretty common in any job. They're pretty thorough documents, running through your academic progress and personal conduct, covering the results of all sorts of inspections and opinions on your overall suitability as an employee. But when the superior writing the report happened to be a female, let alone JB, there'd always be at least one angry scribble to the effect, serious issues with women, invariably punctuated with an exclamation mark. I mean, it's not as though I'm a playboy or misogynist. If anything, my co-workers ridiculed me as an introvert, and I always endeavor to be considerate towards women, but for some reason my attitude seems to be frequently misinterpreted.
それではこれで1学期の授業はすべて終了となります。明日からの夏休みには実家に帰省される方や寮に残留される方もおられるでしょうが、皆さん各自目標を立てて計画的に過ごしてください。
True. Maybe riding a bike would be a good one.
院長、これを。
起立。
At Sadi's ceremonial command, everyone stands up at once, and the bow commands, where we all lower our heads and shout, "Thank you very much." Exactly at that cadence, "Thank you very much." The principal offers us a nod and brief, "Yes, I'll see you next semester," then leaves the classroom. I thought sort of bowing and scraping was an elementary school and middle school thing. I guess our attitude towards learning is a little different here. Or maybe the ceremony itself carried a little different nuance at my old schools.
ねえパパ、私の通知表を見て。
Weren't you disappointed in it? Let's see here. Smiling from ear to ear, Makina thrusts her report card in my face, as if to smash it against my nose. I pull my head back so I can actually get a look. Makina's card consists of a large border with a vivid red cherry blossom design, framing the words, "Let's try a little harder" in huge bold letters. That's the entirety of it? Underneath that stamp, there's a brief comment that seems to have been written by the principal herself. Receptivity to the influence of others is proof of a curious mind, but please make an effort to acquire a little more common sense. Start by working on your manner of speaking. So, I'm not the only one who earned an exclamation mark. Oh, isn't this something? Makina's bizarre mode of speech isn't anything new, but the principal has a point. It's not going to fly if the girl goes out into the world and tries to get a job. And that's really not the only problem. Just from my casual observations, her handwriting's very sloppy, and she's terrible with her chopsticks. In many small but significant ways, she's lacking the skills expected of a normal member of society. But acquiring common sense is easier said than done when you're spending all your time in an isolated school like this. Common sense, the lack thereof, are concepts that exist only in relation to your current environment. What's she supposed to learn from a guy with a scene social etiquette? That said, looking around the room, I can't find a single person who doesn't exhibit a severe lack of common sense. I think I'm developing a stomachache.
ちょっと、それは聞き捨てならないわね。私はこれでも一応、周囲からは美浜の常識人として認められているつもりなんだけど。
I said that out loud. I did say that out loud. Damn, I need to work on that. Are you sure about that?
何がよ。
Let me pose you a hypothetical question. If Makina were to go out into the world and conduct herself just as you have, what would people think of her? For example, if they observed Makina declaring her love at first sight for some man she didn't even know, then proceeding to rub her chest against him while snorting roughly through her nose, would they accept it as normal?
それはだって。
I'm pretty sure they would pin her as horny, slightly dim-witted Lolita type. And while this very well may be met with the enthusiastic, tearful approval of a certain minority given to a particular taste, could you really call us any society that accepts such a viewpoint as common sense anything but pathologically abnormal?
確かにまあその。
You know, Amane, my friend, it's extremely easy to delude ourselves into believing we possess this common sense and everyone else doesn't. But remember, no one shouts, "I don't get drunk," quite so confidently as an alcoholic. For example, while I'm currently talking down to you like my shit don't stink, in an objective examination, I'm forced to admit I have no right to, whatsoever to lecture anyone about common sense.
なんかよくわかんねえけど、とりあえず腹減ったから続きは飯食いながら話さね。
Roll my eyes.
まあ常識云々はさておき、まずはこの言葉遣いから何とかしてあげないとね。
Mm-hmm. I'm with you there. Japanese is an unusually difficult language. Yes, it fucking is. I've never tried to learn it, but I have friends who have. And god damn, it sounds horrible trying to learn. Or if you prefer, a tongue uniquely rich in expressive power. And spending a lot of time overseas as a child can leave you thinking in a different foreign language. Even when speaking Japanese, you end up translating foreign words in your head on the fly as you talk. A process that supposedly makes it very easy to badly mangle your syntax and grammar, but still. Always saying MAKINA has that? Oh fuck. When you're this far gone, I sort of feel like the language you're thinking in may not be the fundamental issue.
ビーネガーは分かったから、ムキになってサラダにドレッシングをビシャビシャかけるのやめなさいって。
From time immemorial, it's said that an army marches on its stomach. Or more to the point, first feed the face, then talk right and wrong. Accordingly, we decide to sate Makina's hunger before attempting to preach about decorum and such, and spread out our lunchboxes on the roof together. So, Amani's successfully ingratiated herself into our little hobble of a family. How long until Sachi tries that? I mean, it feels like she's really trying to. She hasn't forced her way in yet, but Amani's here at this point. Having set the stage, I was just wondering how to broach our subject when Amani's homemade apple vinegar dressing suffered Makina's bad boy vinegar explosion. Knocked off track before we can even begin, Amane and I glance at each other and heave quiet but heartfelt sighs. Great. It should be easy enough to understand the full force of this girl's destructive power from the fact that neither of us can even work up the energy to retort. Are you the balsamic boogeyman now? Hey, Amane, maybe we should just forget common sense entirely and focus on teaching the girl proper Japanese.
その件に関しては私も前から気になってて、マキナがおかしなこと言うたびに注意してるんだけど、なかなか治らないのよね。
Well, we need to get at the root of why she's acting like that, yeah?
失敬だなお前ら。私だって敬語ぐらい話せるのよ。
Try it. Worst I've heard of it. Alright then, kindly demonstrate your best polite conversation.
急に会話してみろと申されましても、一体何についてお話しすればよろしいのでしょうか？
おお、なんかそれっぽい。
だろ？敬語ってつまりあれな、サッチンの真似してりゃいいんだべ。
Okay. Sure didn't last long. What happened to the polite language, Makina?
すみません。私としたことがお恥ずかしいところを。何についてお話しすれば？
I suppose it is formal.
そうね。じゃあ、なんか思いついたことを適当に。
適当にですか？では、そうですね。昨日の夜、ベッドで寝ていた時の話なんですけれど。
Oh god, what did he do?
腕のここのところを蚊に刺されてしまいまして。
What did he do?
かゆくてかゆくて。でも、引っかいてかき崩してしまうと、あまねさんに怒られますので、こう、親指の爪でバッテン印をつけたんです。
I think I've heard about that idea before.
そこで私、ふと思いつきまして、そのバッテン印にさらにバッテンを重ねてアスタリスクにして、そうしたらあまねさんがものすごい形相でやってきて、私の頭を叩くんですよ。とんでもない暴力女です。手に負えません。
Okay. Hey, Amane.
なに？
I'm starting to think that this girl's issues might go deeper than her language skills.
あら、キグ。実は私もたった今、同じことを考えてたわ。
Shocking. In the first place, if that's really supposed to be an imitation of Zaji, you're completely off base.
お？そんじゃ、もう少し寄せてみるのよさ。
おはようございます。サチです。
Hello, Sachi's voice actor. So similar. Wait, what the hell? Is that her?
ぶっちゃけみちる様はムカつきます。うどんで首つって死ねばいいのにって毎日思ってます。
I don't think Sachi would go that far. Definitely sounds like her, but that is awful.
ちなみにチルチルの真似もできるのよ。
Oh no. Okay, let's see it.
ちょっとユージ、大変よ。
What's wrong, Michiru?
お腹が痛くてトイレに行ったんだけど血が止まらないの。私って病気？
Bleeding from where? Crap, not only does she have the voice down gold, that sounds like a line the girl might say.
いや、それはいくらなんでもみちるがかわいそうでしょう。
Well, what else have you got? Oh, have you got me?
どうして私がそんなことをしなければいけないのかしら。
Fuck. It's Sakaki.
くだらないわ。本当にくだらない人間ね、あなた。どうせこの先生きていたっていいことなんて一つもないのは目に見えているのだから、とっととへそかんで死になさいな。
Yeah, I think these are all quite significant exaggerations, but still. What is this? Absurd talent. You're amazing, Makina. You should be a voice actor.
そう、なんかこんなんで褒められたの初めてなのよさ。
いやー、確かに声は似てるけどさ、さすがの榊さんでもへそかんで死ねはないと思うけどな。
How would you bite your belly button? You must be really flexible. I've wondered about this for a while now, but I think the girl's foul mouth might be coming from you, Amane.
え？私？
Well, think about it. Hanging yourself with an udon noodle, biting your belly button. That's all pure Kansai.
あ、いや、まあ、そりゃ確かにマキナを叱るときとかたまーに関西の言葉が出るときもあるけど、もしかして私のせい？
It sure seems like it. I'm not sure what else it could be coming from.
それを言うならさ、マキナが最近平気で下ネタを口にするようになったのはあんたが原因じゃないの？
We've been over this. I won't deny it. I did spend my junior high days in a school that basically scraped together American bad boys and dropouts after all. I'll admit to having difficulty moderating my language.
ねえ、あまねえ、パンもう一個食べてもいい？
そりゃいいけどさ、今あんたのこと話してんだよ。少しは真面目に聞きなさいよ。
Well, what can you do? Maybe the girl's fine just the way she is. She's been sucking up various characteristics from the people around her for a long time now. I mean, that's how the MAKINA we know came to be, right? Doesn't seem to be such a bad thing when you look at it like that.
パパはいっつもいいこと言うのよさ。やっぱパパになってもらって正解だったな。
そんなの甘やかしてるだけじゃない？とりあえずマキナの味方をしておけば OK みたいに考えてるならよくないな、そういうの。
Well, I'm not trying to give the girl more approval than she deserves. I'm just saying, I think she might still be undergoing the process of osmosis.
私にも分かるように説明してもらえると助かるかな。
It is the way I used to learn back in high school. It's not like I'm positive myself, but I have the feeling that Makina is still an impressionable chick. So basically, we gotta get people to actually act well around her so she can take in those characteristics. Yeah? In other words, she's absorbing the coping mechanisms and life strategies of those around her, studying the world so she can figure out how to survive in it. That a little easier to grasp?
まあ言いたいことは大体わかるけど。
I don't know the details, but it seems like the girl was hospitalized for a pretty long time, right?
そうね。6年ぐらい病院にいたかな。
So, what I'm thinking is spending her formative years in that totally isolated little society made her what she is right now, yeah? In that case, instead of arguing back and forth about how to teach her, wouldn't it be more natural to get her out into the real world? I think the girl needs to be exposed to a wider range of people. What are your thoughts, Amane?
まあね、それが正しいんだろうなってのは理解できるけど、マキナだよ。
Were you just scolding me about being overprotective? If you're thinking, I'll just take care of Makina, that's really not good enough.
そうは言っても具体的にどうするのよ。
Well, I think it's my job as Makina's father to come up with the details. At the moment, all I have is a vague plan to start off by helping her obtain new skills, one by one.
だから急に自転車の練習とか始めたわけ？
Well, there were some other circumstances involved, but yeah, more or less.
へえ、なんか結構真面目に父親してるんだ。
Well, I think the ideal father is a man who views giving his children the knowledge they need to survive as his most important job. In other words, I want to do for Makina what my master did for me. I won't deny that I'm a little worried about sending Makina out into the world as she is right now. Even so, I think the girl's come a long way from when she just run away from me, the first sight of me. Oh yeah, that did happen. I forgot about that. Yes, interacting with society will mean increased risk of encountering danger or malice. But that doesn't mean we can let her stay shut up in the school forever. Therefore, even if it requires somewhat strict methods, I want to strengthen her mind until she can cope with any crisis. Polish her skills until she can deal with anything that comes her way. There are limits to what I can teach her, of course. If the girl decides to become a fighter pilot or submarine captain, I won't be much good. But at the very least, I'm confident I can teach her skills necessary to survive in the jungle for 2 weeks with a bare minimum of equipment.
確かに重要かも、その技術。
Can it? Why do you think that? That's a surprise. I was expecting you to butt in with, what's the point of learning that stuff in modern Japan or something at this point?
まあね。でもほら、いざそういった事態に直面した時、確実に役立つ知識ってあるじゃない？
Even Yuji's pointing out how weird it is. Mane.
そういうのって知っていて無駄になることじゃないしね。
You get stranded in the jungle at some point, Amane? Didn't expect you to be, to agree, but alright. For the time being, I'll teach her to ride a bike, increasing her range of mobility and giving her the chance to get out into the world on her own initiative. We'll see where it goes from there.
いや、おうじゃないでしょ。あんたの話してんだよ。今ユージ結構いい話してたよ。聞いてた？
Probably not.
ああ、ごめん。今私パンに夢中で聞いてなかった。なんだって？
まったく、あんた本当にパンが好きね。
Is she really getting so caught up in it? Or is she just using it as an excuse to not pay attention and not be involved?
まあな、自慢じゃないが、パンがあれば白いご飯3杯はいけるね。
I mean, isn't that really why she wants a father? Someone who will protect her no matter what, so she doesn't have to do it for herself? Amane, my friend, I mean, that's the impression I'm getting. She is so taken aback by, I will protect you forever. It sort of seems like, what she's getting at. And the fact that everyone else in her, based on her family history, seems to have basically abandoned her, sort of seems to come together in a concrete potential theory. Amane, my friend, just what are you mixing with this girl's bread? LSD?
いや、普通だって。そもそもマキナが普段食べてるパンだって普通に町のパン屋さんで買ってるものだし。
Shall we investigate them? This bread really is pretty damn good, though.
でしょ？なんでも聞いた話じゃ、フランスとドイツで修行した店主が毎日夜中の3時から仕込みを始めて。
Have you ever entered the store and had just like someone take a bite out of the bed and their clothes just explode off of them? Those are pretty good.
その日お店に並べる分のパンを石窯で丹念に焼いているそうなのよ。そりゃうまいわけだよ、君。
I didn't know there were any bakers that passionate left in this day and age.
うまいパン屋は町の宝なのよ。近所に美味しいパンを焼くお店があるということがどれだけ幸運なことか。日本人は全く理解していないのよさ。
You're pretty passionate yourself. You want to learn how to make bread? Maybe you could become an apprentice there or something.
まあ実際は駅前にある小さなパン屋さんなんだけどさ。地主の次男坊が道楽で始めたようなお店らしくて、採算を無視してこだわってパンを焼いてるみたいなのよね。
Interesting. I see. If you're prioritizing profit, then mechanizing the process is the only logical thing these days. But if you're in it mainly as a hobby, I guess this quality is understandable.
私もね、昔はそんなにパンが好きってわけじゃなかったのよ。むしろ病院でパンが出るたびにうげーって言ってたぐらいなのよさ。でもね、ここのお店のパンを初めて食べた時にビビビッときたわけなのよさ。もうね、それ以来すっか りパンの虜なのよ。このパンがなかったら私どうやって生きていくんだろうみたいな、なんかもうそんなレベルなのよさ。
Even as she's speaking, Makina snaps huge bites of hefty sandwich, lettuce, tomato, onions, salami, Swiss cheese packed inside a thick baguettes. Honestly, the girl's chomping away so blissfully that it's kind of charming in a way. If she enjoys the bread this much, maybe maybe working in a bakery would be a rewarding experience. In that case, Makina, why not try making bread yourself? You can't live without that bread. In other words, you're completely dependent on the single bakery. In this economically turbulent world of ours, that place might just go under just like that. Instead of living your life waiting fearfully for that day, why not acquire the skills to produce bread that you too, with your own two hands?
パンを焼く？自分。
確かに最近のホームベーカリーの性能は侮れないって言うし、実は私も1台欲しいなって思ってたのよね。
No, that's not what I meant. Why not take things a little further and try for like a part-time job at this bakery she loves so much?
アルバイト？私がパン屋さんで？
Well, we got summer vacation, right? Conveniently enough, we're just starting summer vacation tomorrow, and I thought it might be a good experience, and a chance to get your feet wet and in the working world.
だってマキナだよ。お金をもらって働くってことは遊びじゃないんだよ。
She doesn't really need the money. I mean, she could just work for the minimum of minimum wages, right? Tell me, Makina, what's your work experience to date?
ない。
Huh, shocker. Ah, this is a good time as any to start. How about giving it a try?
待って待って、急すぎない？もう少しこう社会に馴染んでからというか。だってマキナ、お金の感情だってできるかどうか。
What, you mean like a cashier? Ah, very true. Girls that seem to have a pretty warped perspective when it comes to financial matters. But that's all the more reason, right? Nothing teaches you the value of a dollar like earning it through the sweat of your own brow.
ちょっと本気なの？
I think it's a good idea. Well, that's up for her to decide. What do you think, Makina? Interested in learning how to make bread yourself?
マキナ、あんたよく考えたの？
The answer is no.
だって考えてもごらんよ、あまね。パンが自分で焼けるのよ。それはまるで夢のようなことじゃないのよさ。
Wow, I've never seen her this happy. The little heart's coming out of her.
そりゃ、まあそうかも。
食べたい時に食べたいパンを好きなだけ焼く。まさにパン屋いらず。しかもことによると、夢にまで見たダブルメロンパンを自らの手で世に放ち、一大センセーショナルを巻き起こす絶好の機会なのでは。
Okay.
ダブルメロンパン？
Don't ask, it's not that great of an idea. What was it again? Something about the winds of change blowing through the ossified melon bun world. Ah, the birth of a terrible infant.
革命児なのよさ。
Huh. Right, something like that. So in conclusion, if you work part-time at the bakery, you can make anything you please a reality. Be it a double melon bun or a double buns of steel.
待って、メロンパンはわかるけど、ロッパンは違うような気がするな。
It doesn't mean she can't make it.
それに、そうそう都合よくアルバイトの募集なんかしてるのかな？
We can ask. I mean, if she just does it for free even. In regards to that little detail, Amane, how about you pay them a visit? I'm sure even a hard-ass bread artisan will yield before a jiggling tit or two.
おーい、人の父を何だと思ってやがるこんちくしょ
Ooh, you seem to do it pretty easily for me.
まあいいわ。今日の夕方、買い物にでも行ったついでに聞いてきてあげるよ。
Or you could present the idea and see if they're receptive and go from there.
よし、やるぞ。ダブルメロンパンの力で世界を裏側から牛耳ってやるのよさ。
I don't entirely follow, but this double melon bun sounds like it has some impressive potential. I don't know what the potential's for, but... That same evening, despite her protestations, Amane sauntered into the bakery in ridiculously revealing casual clothes, expressive chest flab swinging penduliously from side to side with every step. Oh my goodness. And in her very best sugary sweet tone, she says, "Hey, Are you hiring part-timers or anything? And then send them the lolly. In no time at all, she proceeds to smoothly convince the owner, and Makina attained her first job without so much as an interview. Yeah, not going through that process might not make her very great for the real world. The only remaining difficulty is whether the school administration will provide its approval. Makina's taking this task in her own hands, putting her case to our highest authority. I'm sitting in mainly as a spectator. Understandably a little anxious about the prospect of letting this particular animal go free range, the principal responds with a guarded rejection.
イリスさんの社会勉強に対する向学心は理解しますが、もう少しこう時間をかけてゆっくりと学んでいく姿勢というものが今は大事なのではないかと先生は思いますよ。
Although she's choosing her words carefully, it's pretty clear that Chizuru has some serious reservations about letting a potential embarrassment like Makina wander out into the world. Her mild disapproval holds steady. However, once lit, the flames of ambition, double melon, bun world conquest, prove difficult to extinguish. Her face twitching with rage, Makina bellows, "Damn the torpedoes, Principal Tachibana!" and slams her stubby little hands onto the desk with a vigorous thwack. The kid does a pretty decent Marine Admiral. But it's the next line out of her mouth that really makes me go pale.
そんな臆病なことでどうする。そんなんだからいつまで経っても処女なのよさ。
Because they're virgins. We've been over this last episode. The principal doesn't elaborate on the snappy retort. Not only has she been struck speechless, she seems to have forgotten how to breathe. I quickly ride into the rescue. In, out. In, out. Ah, don't be ridiculous, Makina. Principal Tachibana is not a kid, you know. She obviously threw away her virginity ages ago. The instant I speak, Chizuru swings her head to face me so vigorously I can hear the sound of her hair cutting through the air. After flapping her mouth like a goldfish for a while, she draws a deep breath and releases a truly massive sigh.
わかりました。
It works.
許可しましょう。
It worked. Quite the sudden change of heart. Shoulders drooping like a high school baseball player who's just lost their final shot at Koshin, the principal retrieves their sheet of player from her desk.
この書類に名前を書いて、保護者の印鑑を。
Ooh, I'm not her guardian. The gist of it seems to be that the Academy assumes no responsibility whatsoever, and so on and so forth. Ignoring the legalistic obfuscations, the real message is, if you have a part-time job, don't cause any trouble. Which is not going to happen. As for the matter of the guardian who's supposed to give their approval, that would of course be Makina's parents. But her father's gone and her mother's apparently overseas, so that's hardly a realistic option either. In that case, as her father, however provisionary, I'm probably the most qualified to affix my mark in the place. I stamp my thumbprint next to the name of Rizu Makina and proceed to submit the document. Really? They're just gonna be okay with that? Fuck, man.
へえ、マキナがアルバイト？
Okay, I think that's where I'm going to end it. I can see where this is going. The process of teaching Makina to be... I'm not really sure how the melon bun, whatever the fuck they're called, thing is going to go. I mean, I definitely didn't expect her to get a job. So... Shoot. Okay, so... I can get an idea where this is going to go. So, she gets a job. She probably fails at it somehow. And probably loses her, like, overbearing, like, sort of confidence that she has in a regular conversation. That sort of thing. Actually, isn't she really shy around other people? Huh. I know she's not around me, but that might be a problem. That really might not be a problem. She was at first. Okay, well, she really hasn't thought this through. I really haven't thought this through, have I? I don't really think she's changed. I just think she's gotten closer to me. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got. I'll see y'all next time. Drive safely, everyone.